My brothers and sisters, the soul has 4 connections to your body. Number 1, before your birth, your soul is ready. So it's not connected, but it's ready. The second connection of the soul is after conception, when your mother becomes pregnant with you. The soul comes in. The third connection is when you're asleep. Your soul plus your conscious, your nafs, your conscious nafs, they depart from your soul, from your body a little bit. So you're not conscious, and your soul travels, but it's partially connected. And the fourth way is when you die, the soul completely leaves your body along with the nafs, with your conscious state. And there is a fifth one, and that is your resurrection. When you are raised from the earth after death, the soul comes back. First Allah creates you, puts your body intact, puts your heart back in, as in the inner conscience, and He puts your nafs, your conscious state, yourself, and then He puts your soul and you rise. Allah says this in the Quran. My brothers and sisters, the soul, one last thing I want to say about it is that when you die, some people ask me, where does the soul go? The soul doesn't die, it stays alive. That's the only thing of you that stays alive after death. Your heart dies, your body dies, and your self-consciousness and subconsciousness dies. The soul stays. Where does it go? Many hadiths and many ayat in the Quran tell us. One hadith is in Sahih, in An-Nasa'i, another one is in Bukhari and Muslim, and also in the Quran, that the soul travels and goes up into the heavens. I'll just say it very summary, in a small summary. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them, return. And if it's a good soul, the angels, they say, what a beautiful soul, they call you with the best of your names. And the soul travels in a world that we cannot describe. The closest description I can give you is when you're asleep. When you're asleep and you dream, sometimes the dream is so real. And there are 3 types of dreams, and one of them is a righteous dream, which is truly your soul living that world. The stronger of an attachment that you have to your soul, and the stronger your soul is of righteousness, the more aware of its righteous dreams it will be. The weaker your connection with your soul and your righteousness and your spirituality, the more jumbled up your dreams will be. And they go into the hadith and nafs, what your subconscious and conscious state tells you. Whatever you do in your day, who you talk with, what you do, if you are filled with sins, if your life is just full of useless things, or whether you, whatever you're busy with most of your day, is mostly going to be the overwhelming type of dreams that you have. Some people see nothing. And then there's the shaitan dream. The righteous dreams, the closer you are, more pure you are with your soul, the more righteous you will be aware of them. And this soul goes and sees other souls who have passed away. In the Nasa'i, Rasul said, that is reported from him, and then they bring the other souls who have passed away, the souls of people who passed away, of the righteous people. They rush to this new soul when it dies. Rasul said, the state of those old souls that have died, their bodies have died, the righteous ones, the good ones, they rush to this new soul so excited and happy and rejoicing, like the way you rejoice when you go to meet a family or a person that you love who had gone overseas and come back after a while. And what do you ask the person who's gone overseas? We Lebanese people, probably I'll call all the Arabs as well, maybe a few others, when we go to the airport and we've got one person coming, let's say one person, we fill up the airport as if we own it. You see our kids, they got no leashes, just running around, and some of them run into the doors where you're not allowed to with security. Once I saw a kid running, suddenly beep beep beep, it's one of our kids. And as soon as our mum, dad or whoever comes out, mashallah, it's like no one else is in the airport. We rush to them and chuck a fiasco. Mashallah. See how happy you are? Because you love this person. And then you ask them, how was your trip? Tell us about so-and-so. If you've got family overseas, tell us about my friend, tell us about this, tell us about that. You want to know information. Well, that was before social media, more then. Same with the dead souls. The soul goes to those other souls, and those other souls come and say, tell me about my dad, tell me about my mother, tell me about my brother, my sister, my relative, my cousin, if they had a wife, tell me about my children. Who's new, who got married, who got born, Why do they ask these things? Because the righteous souls, they are happy where they are, and they cannot wait for their families and more people to come and join them in this goodness. They have hope. And then when they're asking all these questions, this new soul is a little bit jet lagged. It's this kind of thing. And a person says, "Da'uhu, da'uhu." Give him some space or her some space. إِنَّهُ جَاءَ مِنْ غَمِّ الدُّنْيَا. He or she has just come out of the, listen to how he describes it, subhanAllah. He or she has just come out of the claustrophobia of that world. Claustrophobia. The righteous souls call this world claustrophobia. So brothers and sisters, what happiness are you looking for here? In this materialistic world, they're just a vehicle. It's just temporary happiness. Happiness doesn't last. Sadness doesn't last. The true happiness is in here, when you are connected with your soul and into the hereafter. Nothing makes you afraid. Nothing can stop you, inshaAllah. Nothing can make you sad. You feel it, but it won't stop you, inshaAllah. So brothers and sisters, this is part of what the soul happens to it, and Allah knows best.